Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gaming with a Dad. I'm the dad, Steve.
Who?
This is Zach, the gamer.
You use that controller, Steve. Thanks everybody for watching.
All right, what are we moving on to here? Absolutely amazing.
You have been recommending movies for me to see.
Right.
Terrible 90s movies and good 90s movies, right?
Right. I don't think Fight Club came out in the 90s.
2000, I think, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I bet you it was released 97.
Fight Club? No.
99, bro.
Came out in 99?
October 15th, 1999.
Yeah, I remember.
I was 3.
I remember 1999 very well because I just remember the Y2K scare.
Yes, I remember hearing about it.
But go ahead. So you watched some cinematic classics.
Fight Club, right? I watched Fight Club a few weeks ago now, so my memory might not be the best. I don't remember movies like most people do. I have a really hard time remembering movies.
Right.
But out of the two movies that you suggested, we'll get to the second movie in a bit here. Fight Club was amazing, dude. Fight Club was an awesome movie. It really was. Fight Club was a movie I didn't expect to make me think the way that it did, but I would have really preferred if there were actually two different guys. That's the one thing I took away from this. The one guy being so delusionally set in his life that he is two people in his head was way worse than if there were actually two different people and they were just running around doing crazy shit.
But you know what? Shout out to Tyler Durden, Edward Norton's Tyler Durden, that, some people he just ran with the crazy. Like, he walked out of that bar and beat the shit out of himself. And then when two people saw him beating himself up, he's just like, yeah, whatever, man, let's get it. Like, great movie. What'd you think of the cinematography?
It was shot really well.
Yes, beautiful, right?
Yeah, it was shot really, really well. I don't know who the cinematographer or the videographer was on this, but done really, really well. There were a few things like spliced in that were like really good. Right in the beginning of the movie, Tyler Durden, the Brad Pitt's character, was actually spliced in for like a frame in the middle of when he was walking down, and like I saw that, I'm like, what the? Okay, all right, maybe it's been a little bit crazy. So that was spliced in. It was really good. Like, if you're like me and had never seen the movie, it's definitely worth a watch. I went back and watched it again, like the day after.
Oh, did you?
Not worth a second watch. Let's be fair.
I've watched that movie 12 times. It got better every time.
No, because I watched it 2 days in a row, and I'm like, all right, I know how this ends. So, like, I even watched it like way more closely the second time. Not worth a second watch, I didn't think. I thought it was definitely worth one watch. But the second watch, you're like, this dude is just delusional. What does any of this matter? So...
But you know what's great? I love when by proxy of something else becomes great, right? Let me give you a few examples before I get back to Fight Club. Do you know who the band, they made this song, Take On Me? Do you know who that band is?
Yes.
All right. Song was universally loved. They were pretty much a one-hit wonder, but they have a huge following in Europe and in America. People love that song.
Okay.
Deadpool 2 comes out, re-releases their unplugged version of Take On Me. These guys are instantly famous again, right? No one else could have done that but a great big American movie. Do you know if Fight Club did that for it?
What?
You know who the Pixies are?
No.
I'll take that long silence.
No, I don't
know who the band Pixies are. Do you remember the end of the movie at all?
Oh, briefly, vaguely.
I think we lost Zach.
I'm here.
Hello?
How can Steve not? Oh, can you hear
Zach,
me now?
your mic. Yeah, your mic was muted.
Okay. For the audience, it wasn't, but for you, it was. No, I don't. I vaguely remember the end of the movie. I vaguely remember the end of the movie. I don't remember any music playing in the end of the movie.
All right. So at the end of Fight Club, there's a song playing when the buildings blow up called "Where Is My Mind."
Okay.
And that scene, literally, the Pixies still had a very vibrant career touring and stuff like that. But that was what you call perfect timing and placement and success by proxy. Because after that, everyone, and this, you got to remember, this is the time of like LimeWire and Napster. Everyone downloaded that song instantly after this movie. Fight Club was beautifully done. Director made another movie. After that, did not do so well.
What was the name of the movie?
Panic Room.
Oh,
Jared Leto.
not a bad movie.
Not a bad movie. Not a good movie.
I've seen Panic Room.
Not a good movie. But
do you know what? Hold on. So on that note, do you know what other song was made famous by a release in a movie?
What's that?
Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen was made famous by the scene in Wayne's World. Yep.
And that song was already like a killer song.
Yes,
While
it
we're
was.
doing this,
Go ahead.
what's another song? Oh, I know a song that made a movie famous.
Go ahead.
Queen, A Kind of Magic. If it wasn't for a song on that album, I don't think a little movie called Highlander would have done well. But it also, that movie being re-released made Queen's career come back into popularity. I'm trying to think of something else. What else? Why do I feel like Will Smith should be on this list for some reason?
He had an entire TV show based around nothing.
Well, I'm glad you like Fight Club, man. I think it's one of those movies that people would enjoy, like, definitely the first time. It's just like, oh, this was very interesting. Got pulled from the theaters, by the way. I think I told you that.
Yeah, you said that. I looked up a list of songs that were made famous by movies. I'm just gonna find a few here.
Go for it.
Staying Alive from Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. There's nothing else was anything good on here.
You son of a bitch. I muted my mic so I could eat my popcorn. I thought you were about to go do this really long. I'm trying to think. What else is there? I have a friend who had a song come out in the movie, but I'm not going to shout him out because I know it's making him uncomfortable.
No, never mind. I had one. I lost it right away immediately. I was about to say it. I lost it.
You know what movie you should watch?
What?
Since I've been giving you movies, I know we're going to talk about the other movie that was suggested, not just by me, but it's a classic. To ask anyone, it's a cult classic, the one you hate so much. But you should watch High Fidelity with John Cusack, man.
Okay, High Fidelity. I'll put that on the list.
That is, it's just, if you ever been through a breakup before, man, this guy's speaking your language.
Okay, High Fidelity. Put that on the list. I'll have to figure out where to watch it, but I will watch High Fidelity. The other movie.
Wait, before you segue into the other movie, I want you to think about that movie in light of, because the reason you were asked to watch that was because we were going to see The Joker. And for some reason, people kept drawing deep parallels between these two movies.
What movies? Fight Club and The Joker?
No, Falling Down and The Joker.
Falling Down is the other movie. I don't see any parallels whatsoever in that, other than the fact that it gets way worse throughout the entire movie. Not like worse in quality, but like the guy's day or whatever, right? The guy's life. But Falling Down was an awful movie, dude. It was awful enough that it's worth a watch, if that makes sense. But man, was that a bad movie. There was no rhyme or reason to what was going on. The guy didn't want to sit in traffic, so he got out of his car and started killing people, dude.
There's a little bit more to that. He actually, anytime he hurt someone, it was because he was pushed. I think my favorite scene in that entire movie is when he goes to the fast food place. Who hasn't had that thought? Looking at a quarter pounder, like, why can't I get that burger?
Yeah,
why
okay.
do I have to?
Yeah. I mean, I get that. Like, I get that. Like, you look at it and you're just like, oh, well, that doesn't look like the picture. Every time I go to Wendy's, I think that. And then I eat the burger and I'm like, this is delicious. Who cares? Because I didn't care that it didn't look like it. The Whopper never looks like it looks on TV, dude.
Oh, it's
still
delicious.
Just as good, though.
It's amazing. Oh, I'm gonna go get a Whopper after this.
Oh, that sounds like
out of my house.
that sounds like a good idea. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do.
God damn it! Can you bring me a Whopper?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you live across Canada from me. How am I supposed to do that? I don't understand. But yeah, Falling Down was just. It was worth a watch if you have nothing else to do on like a Monday afternoon and like you're unemployed for 2 weeks. So that's about all it's worth, though. Other than that, I thought it was not good. It didn't like the whole backstory with the cop and his crazy wife. I didn't like the guy. It didn't make sense as to why he was calling this chick until like 30 minutes into the movie. The guy was just a creep, dude. And then he gets killed at the end, which was like the best part of the entire movie. The guy dies. Spoiler alert.
So the whole thing was it's supposed to be building up tension in these interactions, right? You're supposed to feel empathy for Michael Douglas, but at the same time convict him for the things he's doing. What's interesting though is you could not make that movie with the undertones that it has in today's climate, right?
That
You could not even for a second have a white male kill a person of color in defense of himself. And before the people come, Zach's the white one, I'm the black one. I am a person of color, so I have a golden pass to say this. Like you couldn't even have that. That's one, right? Two, the wife was kind of she shouldn't be villainized for being like escaping I guess some type of quasi
abusive. No, it was an abusive relationship. You see that in the he's in the house at the end watching the footage, like the home footage, the family footage, and she has a black eye.
No, she doesn't have a black eye. But does she have a black eye in the footage?
She has a black eye in the footage. So
yeah, I remember there was like something where, if I remember correctly, like I got more of a feeling that he was like mentally abusive, but physically abusive. But she escapes from this guy, right? You couldn't for a second have her be painted in a negative light, because there was a moment where the movie painted her poorly, if you remember correctly, where it was just like, oh, this guy just wants to see his kid, and she's like jerking him around. Could not make that movie nowadays. Also, the issue with the cop, his wife. Basically, his whole situation was their child died from what is it called? Oh man,
it was SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome at 2 years old though.
Yeah, 2 years old.
Was it implied that because she didn't want to have a kid, she actually killed the kid? Because that's what I got from it. Yeah,
they kind of danced around that too, or that didn't want to have the kid and the kid died, that pushed her over the edge. But also it became this thing where this guy, just who is kind of like a man's man, became this kind of passive aggressive dude. And like, I thought that was interesting in the dynamic of being a police officer, because it was like, this guy was treated poorly, most of all by the people who worked around him.
Yeah.
So there was some dynamics I think that would not fly very well.
Well, today's, the whole scene with him in that store and the guy's a Nazi, like severe Nazi, like. That would definitely not fly. That would definitely
go over. That would go over well nowadays. like, yeah, go Nazi, but like, yeah, everything. No, not happening, dude.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good. You could call it a cult classic. You could call it what you want, but cult classics are usually good-ish movies that have a following because it was good, just wasn't massively released, right? This movie wasn't a cult classic. It was just an okay movie at best.
It was amazing, man. You got to stop drinking that bad water in your house, dude.
It just wasn't good, dude. I have less of it. My opinion is lesser of you now that you think that was an amazing movie.
I didn't say amazing. I said interesting movie,
no,
and I wasn't
multiple times.
I wasn't the one that recommended it, but I'll stand by it. It's a good movie. Watch High Fidelity. So this is your new assignment. You're gonna watch High Fidelity. I got a couple more for you here.
All right, High Fidelity is next. Then that means I think we could kind of wrap up with our last topic here.